So today I'm going to show you a couple of things. One, a party trick to show you how your body and your eyes work together to focus for your eyesight. And then two, how you can use that relationship to change some range of motion in your body and why that might affect it. So the first thing we're going to do then, since we might be changing our range of motion with any eye movement stuff we do, is to do a range of motion check. So go ahead and bend over and touch your toes. See how that feels. You can also put your leg up and just test your hamstring motion in the old-fashioned way. This is nice because then you get to check right and left, so you can see that my left side is a little bit more limited than my right. Okay, so the party trick is about focusing. So you get a piece of paper with some writing on it that you can read and hold it out in front of you so that the words are in focus, and move the paper up and down as fast as you can so that you can still read it, which for me is about like that, so not very fast. Then you hold it in the same spot as far as distance from your head, and you look at those words, and then you move your head up and down the same rate, and then notice that you can go a lot faster with your head up and down and still read. Okay, that's the party trick. I mean, depending on what party you're at, it might be a hit, it might not be a hit, but it's a good way to point out the role of your suboccipital muscles in eye focus, right? The reason that we can read the writing when our head is moving at a faster rate than if our arms are moving is because as you move your body, the suboccipital muscles help to stabilize your head and eyes so that your eyes can stay focused on the point. Magic, right? So the cool thing about your suboccipitals as well is that they form a myodural bridge. A myodural bridge is basically an area in your body that the dura of your nervous system, which is the lining of your spinal cord, the lining of your brain, is exposed in a space that on the other side of the dura is muscle. So that is called a myo, meaning muscle, dural bridge. So the suboccipitals is an area where there is a myodural bridge, direct access to the spinal dura, and also right at the base of your skull, so it has an effect on your cranial dura too, the meninges, right, the lining of your cranium. So it's a very powerful spot. So if we do an exercise that stimulates that area, we might find a change in the range of motion. So just by doing that party trick, let's see if it changed my range of motion. I have no idea. And yeah, that feels a little bit better in forward flexion. Let's see what it feels like here. Oh, way better, actually, on both sides. So that is an easy way to do it. Or you can simply do a cervical nod and follow with your eyes. So eyes down, you go eyes up, follow your eyes. Let your eyes start the movement. You can do this little cervical nod, eyes to the right, head to the right. Cervical nod, eyes to the left, head to the left. You can also get crazy, keep your eyes forward, head turns. Or you can go opposite, eyes left, head right, eyes right, head left, and then retest. Even more. A lot more. So, did that change my hamstring range of motion? Not exactly from a muscle standpoint, more than likely. More from a nervous system standpoint. Better nerve mobility, decreased nerve tension because of a mechanical relationship to the spinal dura, or because of more sensory information in, which means better movement output. Doesn't really matter the way it happens, but it happens. The other potential that it changes is just the fascial relationship, because the suboccipital muscles are part of the superficial back line, meaning the line of fascia that connects all the way down your back through your feet. So it can change a bunch of range of motion that way too, though we know that the fascia is a very rich neuro organ, meaning there's a lot of free nerve sensory endings in the fascia. So you change the if you change the nervous system, you're probably going to have an effect on the entire fascial system, which means better range of motion and better connection into your core. Win-win. Give those a try, see how they come out.
There was also a great article that was published years ago that talked about the effect of gaze direction, so vision, on activity of the neck muscles. So when you learn in school the anatomy, you learn that the rotators, the oblique muscles of the suboccipitals, the rectus, capitis, obliquus, oblique, internal and external, if those are the names, I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about. The suboccipital rotators were muscles that helped to rotate the head. And actually that study found that they were not, that those muscles were active no matter which direction the head was rotating, both the right side and the left side muscles, regardless of the direction it was rotating, as long as eye gaze was part of the rotation, which means were your eyes open and were they looking, right? So this is a really important piece of literature that helps to tell us that the suboccipital muscles actually have more to do with eye function and stabilizing the head, which is that party trick I showed you, than rotation of the head. Something interesting to note. And like I said, they're also fascinating muscles because of their connection to the dura and the nervous system. So there's a connection to the nervous system in two ways. Like I said, both mechanically, meaning there is a mechanical, you can see the connection from the dura to the muscle, as well as a relationship to the nervous system because of their role in eye gaze, right? So the sensory organ of the eyes, the suboccipitals are part of that relationship. So there's some interesting information for you. I will drop in the comments the research article if you'd like to read it too. It's a great one. Another thing about that area of the body and those muscles. So those suboccipital muscles, the rectus capitis muscles, are muscles that after a whiplash injury are shown to atrophy and have like fatty infiltration of the muscle, which decreases their effectiveness. So that might be why people start to have vision changes after whiplash incidences. That could be why vision changes, part of why vision changes with age. It could also have an effect on headaches. And as you saw, it affects the whole body, right? So the important thing to understand too is when you're trying to strengthen those and reactivate those after a whiplash type injury, which is pretty much any sort of athletic contact injury. A lot of things that happen in the gym are whiplash type injuries onto our body. Whiplash is not just a motor vehicle accident. Let's keep that in mind. It's important to incorporate eye gaze as part of your neck stability program, because that's how those muscles are set up, right? Not only, like I said, does it improve your general sensory information, which is going to improve your movement, but it's going to be directly affecting those muscles that have shown to atrophy and have fatty infiltration due to injury. So much stuff is related. I love the body.